primary output. The primary output is the podcast, and we have the ability to edit the podcast. So don't feel like if you have to speak perfectly. We screw up all the time, and we just edit that. Well, Matt and Jose screw up all the time, and I have to.
If you speak perfectly, that would be the first time on the show.
I'll follow their lead.
Yeah, I edit stuff out all the time.
Okay.
And so don't worry about or if it's going down a conversation that you're like, let's talk about something else, we can totally clip that out and do something else. The goal is to get your message out and talk about your products and tell your story. So whatever you want us to, however you want that conversation to go is, you're the driving factor in that.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, we've never done this, so we're a bit nervous.
Oh no, where it's we're not good at it.
Yeah, we're dorks.
Yeah, we're is your mic on? I don't think your mic's on.
See what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look there.
Matt's been talking for 10 minutes and his microphone wasn't even on. He didn't even know it.
Man, that was your time to shine, Jose.
That's the level of professionalism
that's how
you're going to get
professional
right here.
we are.
Let's see. Okay.
I was going to tell you. Can you turn my mic up? I don't think it's very loud.
Is it plugged in, sir?
Yeah, we always find ourselves like making last minute adjustments to stuff and trying to make it work.
We're live.
Figuring out how to turn
Have we
the
started?
computers on.
Oh, I didn't hit. Oh, did I go? I didn't hit go live.
Yeah, you did.
I must have hit go live. Okay. Okay. All right. John and Natalie, can I get a sound check from you guys real quick?
Check.
Hello?
Okay, Natalie came in really good that time. John, I couldn't hear you. Which, I mean, we may prefer. We'll let you know, but but yeah, when you guys are talking, make sure you're talking directly into the mic on the machine that you're on. Jose, you good? Mic check.
Check.
Matt,
Check.
okay.
Check.
Throw my voice pretty loudly.
You must be married. Sorry, don't tell my wife I said that.
I will.
I can appreciate it. I can count on you. Okay, we'll give it one more minute, and then so to start this off, I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then we'll go silent for 5 or 10 seconds. That's where I know where we're starting, and then I'll do an intro of you guys, and then we'll roll into the conversation, and it'll be like I said, it'll be a very loose, easygoing conversation, and we're here to help tell your story.
Thank you.
Okay. It's 6:30. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna get started.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it is 6:30-ish on Monday, August 10th. We are in the studio. We are live on YouTube, as we tend to do on Monday nights at 6:30. And on the phone, we have John and Natalie Sundquist with us from White Knuckle Off-Road. You'll hear us talk about how much we love their products in just a minute, but let's start with saying hi. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. We've been fans of White Knuckle for a while. It goes back to when did you put your sliders on?
About a year ago now.
Yeah, that was about a year ago. We first got exposed to the White Knuckle stuff when Jose purchased the sliders for his 80 series, and he and I did the install in the driveway. And then through that, we've met John a couple times at events, and now I have a set on the Ranger, and we'll talk about that. But let's start with you guys. Where are you guys based out of? Hold on, John. I can't hear you.
We're based out of Apple Valley, California, in the high desert.
Nope, still can't hear you.
Nothing, huh?
There you go. Yeah, I'm not sure what you did differently there, but now you came in.
Yeah, we're based out of Apple Valley, California.
Are you guys, real quick, are you guys on a phone or a laptop?
No, on a computer.
Computer.
Yeah.
What kind of microphone are you using?
Just the computer microphone.
The computer microphone. Let's move it closer to you
Or
guys.
do you have just
Or do you have the external head? Well, if they can't both be on if they're using external headsets. Oh yeah, I guess you can do one on each ear. Let's move it closer to you if we can.
Okay.
Try again.
Okay. Check.
It's weird. It's coming in and out. Like Natalie right there, you could hear, and then John, I can't barely hear.
Wow. And I'm closer.
so right there you sound great.
Yeah, you sounded great right there. So don't move.
Yeah, don't move from
I'm stationary.
Okay, let's see if we can go. We'll go back to that. So where are you guys based out of?
We're based out of Apple Valley, California.
Okay, perfect. And I know that because I've been up there, but I wanted to make sure everybody else knew where that is. But so, from my perspective, you're considered a local because all of us are Inland Empire guys. And how long have you guys been? How long have you been in the Apple Valley area?
Apple Valley area, we've been here for 13 years. So we've lived here for 20.
Okay,
So, yeah.
that's 20 years ago in Apple Valley.
that's early adoption.
I was just gonna say you were one of the first people to climb that hill, weren't you?
Some, yeah.
And
And we actually moved up here about 1990 is when I came up. So
wow.
from the Ontario area.
Did you guys
So
have
Natalie-
electricity and stuff? Did you,
Still had an outhouse.
Yeah. Well, and the backstory here is Matt lives in Fontana, which is at the base of the freeway from where you come down to Apple Valley, and he feels like being at the base of the freeway somehow makes him superior to everybody going upwards.
I didn't say superior.
Oh no,
My motto is I live in Fontana and I have to punch down at some cities whenever I can. And I did not punch down at Apple Valley.
Well,
I would love to live in Apple Valley. You could ride your dirt bike right out of your garage.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say
dude.
when I was up at the shop at White Knuckle, I was talking to John about that for a brief period of time in the middle of my divorce. I was living in Apple Valley down the street from his shop, and I loved it up there. It was gorgeous up there. But if I didn't have to drive into LA and Orange County for work, man, I'd be up in the high desert in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah. See, so Matt's got it right because I had to drive that Cajon every day.
Yeah.
And I did that for 20 years. So, yeah. Yeah, it was rough.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
That is
So
Yeah,
you were superior sitting there in Fontana laughing at
Yeah, what can we timestamp that? Somebody approved of my superiority.
No.
Fontana getting some love.
No, there's no superiority for Matt. I don't care where he lives. So you, John, you started White Knuckle kind of as a side gig, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was a manager for a steel company. And it was just something kind of to do on the weekends. And it started off as a necessity for a 40 series Land Cruiser. So I've had that for a number of years, and I needed a set of rock sliders for it. So couldn't find anything out in the market, so I built something for it. So I thought, if I like them, somebody else has got to like them. And so I threw a set up on eBay, and they sold right away. And I thought, I've got a little hobby for the weekend.
Little did you know it would consume the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So what year was that? When did that start?
That was back in 2007 is when I started building them for the 40, but we didn't start the business until 2008. So
Okay. So wow. So 2008, and when you first started, were you just doing the 40, or did you immediately try to branch out to other stuff?
The 40s first, and then we moved into other vehicles because other people or friends of ours were asking, "Hey, do you think you could make a set for me?" So, of course, we told everybody, "Just bring it over."
Yeah,
Bring it
yeah,
over.
yeah. And thinking back now, you're like, I gave away so much time and money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It was all worth it.
And so 2008, you start the business, and so were you still working at the other job, and was Natalie still working another job? Like, how did you guys manage all that?
So Natalie actually didn't join me until 2014. So
Okay.
I was pretty much a one-man operation, a two-man operation, maybe up until about 2014, I guess, when she finally joined in, and then everything exploded because of the Overland thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from
That-
2008 to 2014, she was like, whatever, you do your hobby. And then one day she was like, wow, this is a real thing. That's exactly how my wife would be. She like, you go ahead and do your thing. And if it works out, then I'll jump in and help. I'll save you when you need it.
Yeah, she actually worked for the University of Redlands,
Oh,
and
cool.
she's an administrator there. So yeah. So, but they were closing the office up here just in time for me to grab her.
Nice.
So,
Wow. There you go.
yeah.
So Natalie, when the 2014 timeframe happened and you knew you were going to come start doing the business stuff, what were your thoughts or expectations when you had to start that process? Oh, can't hear you, Nat.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
I kind of knew and what to expect because he pretty much bounced stuff off me the whole time anyway. You know, and I would go out there and actually sit out there while he would work sometimes.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew what was going on, and you know.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think. And I think that's totally an underrated part of any side gig. Like anytime you're doing like the stuff that we're doing here, you know, I don't know how many hours I've bent Tammy's ear on stuff that she probably didn't want to hear.
Exactly.
And you know, so the kudos to the spouses that are listening to all of us try to build some kind of dream.
Yeah.
But in 2014, were you guys moved into the shop yet?
No, we did that in 2015.
Wow. Okay.
So I actually was still working that other job until 2012.
Whoa.
And it was tough because I was working 2 shifts, and so I got a little bit of sleep every night, but not much.
Well, you know what, that's a part of entrepreneurship that I think a lot of people miss. Like there was a time when I had a shop and I worked a full-time job and then went home and worked a full-time job, and you know John did it. A lot of times to get those things off the ground, you spend many years working 2 shifts and 2 full-time jobs and sacrificing family to make it happen. But you know, obviously it paid off for you guys because you guys are doing really, really well right now.
Yeah, 7 days a week for years. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you know you're doing something right when there's a pivotal point where it's like, okay, I can't keep doing 2 of these things. So you have to choose. You have to choose one or the other. So and that's that's a scary decision to do.
Yeah, it's a big decision, but definitely when the time is right, you got to do it.
And so as you guys, you buy the shop in 2000, you move into the shop in 2015, volume wise, how are you getting all of the orders and volume? Was it still word of mouth at that point?
Much. I mean, we really don't do much in the way of advertising. We sponsor events. We have like the Google ads, and that's really about it.
And
so
it's word of mouth and growth, and that's amazing to me that you guys can function that way. You know what I mean? Like
that. Well, that's how I found them. I was on the forums, and they kept coming up. Like, if you guys are gonna get sliders, get White Knuckle.
Yeah.
Like, they're local. All the guys on the forums are all about them. So.
Yeah.
So and thanks for bringing that up, Jose, because it's I Hate Mud that really is going.
Yep.
And
that's where I found them.
And I've been actually a member of it since like 2005.
Oh,
so
wow.
Before I even start, because it's so informative. You know, you could go there for just about anything. So and with a 40, what are you going to do with a 40? You know, there's so many things that are unknown about it.
Yeah.
So, but a whole group of people there that know just about everything. At least with the group, you can find out everything.
Yeah, and you got in on them when nobody knew what a 40 was. So you could find them cheap.
I was drinking 40s way back. way back.
Totally different 40.
Yeah, but try buying one now. I mean,
yeah, no. I had a buddy that had a 45, and the only thing I remember about that thing is that it tipped over a couple times, and we had to like all pitch in and push it back right up onto its tires because it had such a high center of gravity.
Well, that's an expensive truck too.
Yeah. Today,
probably a $30,000 truck.
Yeah, for sure. It was a bucket of crap when he had it, but He should have held on to it. So going back to the products. So like I said, Jose was the first one to get the set of white knuckles, and we did a whole episode review. I should have looked that up if I was prepared. We did a whole review of the install on Jose's 80, and I remember as we were working on them in the garage, putting them up onto the truck. I remember saying, "Dude, these things are super stout." Like I couldn't believe the craftsmanship that went into those things. And Jose immediately put them to work. And every time we've gone out, like he attacks things with confidence, even because up until recently, Jose was still on the stock size tires and following us everywhere we went. And he used those sliders every minute of every day. So, how do you do the development of the sliders on, say, an 80 series or a Ranger or something? Like, what's that process look like, John?
Well, it more than anything, it's determining how we can attach them to the frame. So where and how, and that's probably the toughest part. Other than that, everything else is already kind of spelled out. You know, what kind of materials we're going to use and all that. What looks best, and you know. But the rest of it is, you know, structurally, it's already there. So we know pretty much what needs to be done. But you know, one of the things is like, especially with the newer vehicles, we try to keep from drilling. That's to me the most important part, because drilling can void a warranty pretty quick. And you get somebody who goes out and spends $50,000 on a new vehicle, and to have them go out and put a drill bit through the frame, it's tough. It's tough to get them to.
And I think that also induces or opens the door for rust. Like, you know, I mean, we don't have much water here in Southern California, but when you start drilling into the frame, that's a raw hole that you have to protect.
Right. So true. Yeah. So we try to clamp around the frame, either with U-bolts or with plates. So.
Well, and we'll talk about the Ranger installation in a minute, but you did some really cool stuff on the way the bolting that works on the Ranger. So the on the 80 series, the one thing we did talk about was you built that skid plate for the catalytic converter into the sliders. Like, was that just because you were there, you thought you'd be nice and give us a skid plate, or was that a necessity?
Yeah, it's kind of a necessity because they're so expensive and they're just sitting there. So it's kind of like the only failure of the 80s that I could really see is when they were designing this thing, they put those cats out there between the frame rail and the rocker in the stupidest place, right where it's going to get hit by a rock.
But that style is only a 2-year option. It's 93, 94.
So you got the crappy one?
Yeah.
Well, I guess. The ones after, they're in line. So
really?
They're not stacked up next to each other.
Because I thought that was really cool. Like, as we were putting it up there, we were trying to figure it out, and we thought, "Wow, this is really awesome." That
I thought it was for doing tricks or something.
Yeah, it's he uses it to pivot.
Yeah, it's like a pivot point.
He uses it to pivot on rocks now, but it was meant to be a skid plate for the catalytic converter. And the interesting thing about that is, like, Jose and I are, you know, we're amateur installer guys, and we were able to do it in the garage.
Very amateur.
Oh, super amateur. If Matt's not there, we don't know what we're doing.
What's below amateur?
But
installer guys.
But we were able to get them installed on the 80 relatively easily because of the way you did the mounting points and the clamping and all that stuff, even with that crazy catalytic converter skid plate. So again, that was a year ago, and we really were impressed with those.
The longest part of the install was, and it's not from the design perspective, it's just the way the frame is when we had to screw the 4 bolts into the frame.
Yes,
that's just the way
trying to fit your hand in there. I remember we were trying like 14 different angles to fit our hand in there to try to do it. And
pro tip: the easiest way is
slide in backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, the fat cat kind of makes it a little tough. So, and that's that 93, 94. Also, 91, 92 is the same situation.
Okay. The fat Matt kind of makes it tough too, but we don't talk about it when he's here.
I wasn't there, so.
So then flash forward to earlier this year when I had the Ranger, and we talked about putting the white knuckle sliders on my truck, and I was absolutely excited about it. And I went and picked them up, And I remember, John, you said, well, do you want to install him here, or do you want us to install him here, or do you want to want you?
Because he took one look at you and went, dude,
He saw you, was like,
help.
you know, we provide installation service.
Yeah, he saw me and was like,
Yeah,
no,
normally we don't, but I think just judging by, you look injury prone, sir.
yeah, this guy's gonna lose a finger if I let him do the work. But no, I wanted to do it myself.
If you're lucky, it's just a finger.
And I actually installed the Ranger sliders by myself, like on a Wednesday between meetings in my driveway.
I don't believe any of that.
I have video of it. I'm gonna, for part of this episode, I'm gonna chop up the video and
You
put
know
it
what
out.
people can do with video nowadays?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
It's all CGI. But the cool thing about the Ranger is there's 3 or 4 mounting points with the brackets, and on each end you found a way to use the existing factory holes. So once you jack I put a jack in the middle of the slider, and once I jacked it up into place, and I was able to slide one bolt through the bracket, through the frame, and just loosely put the nut on one side and do it on the other side. The rest was just like jimmying it into place. It was super simple because you were ingenious and decided to use the existing holes in the frame.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, and something stout too. You know, like the plates themselves, the backing plates and the mounting plates are 3/8 thick.
Yes.
So they're 3/8 and use the 1/2-inch grade 8 bolts and all the other hardware. So
it is super stout, and I will say, if you've never wheeled with sliders, it 100% changes the way you would tack a trail. You know, so going back a few months before I had the sliders on the trucks, the 4-door Jeeps and the trucks, I always feel like that's the most vulnerable point of a vehicle, the breakover angle or trying to come around a corner, right? And I'm always sketched out when I have to wheel something that doesn't have sliders. So this weekend we went and did Rattlesnake Canyon, and I had those sliders on there, and there's parts in that wash where you're in this tight, rocky wash where you have to do switchbacks and climb rocks at the same time. And there were people that didn't have sliders that were trying to take the wide route. And I'm like, oh no, this is going to be way easier if I just tuck up super close to that rock.
Yeah, it's a pivot point.
Yeah. And I got the sliders right up next to that rock. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to be, and I got through a couple spots way easier than other people because I had the protection. I knew that nothing was going to hit my truck. I had those white knuckle sliders on the side of the truck to protect it. And I don't know if that's something that people really understand until they feel it.
Right. Yeah, it's an assurance for sure.
Yeah. Well, and the going back to insurance, I like the fact that I've got steel all the way around my truck. So if I'm on this,
that's why I just have a Nissan. If I just scratch it up, I just get another truck.
Yeah,
like,
you're at a deficit. You're at a deficit when you start with Ford. So
you
need all the steel you can get, dude.
Yeah, because my Ford is a tin can, right? It's aluminum. I don't care. I love it. So let's talk about the vehicle. So I mean, I can't even express the quality of products that you make. They're so stout and reassuring to have on your vehicle. What vehicles do you currently have sliders for?
Oh my gosh, all the Land Cruisers. The Nissan line is the Frontier and the Xterras, both generations of Xterras. The Titan. It was the Titan XD, the short-lived Titan XD.
Yeah.
Diesel. Yeah. The Ram lineup, almost everything for the Rams from 03 on up.
Ooh, I could have used those on my 03 Ram when I caved in the side door of my passenger side door. So here's a perfect example, listener. So I'm up in Arrowhead. Sorry to cut you off, John. I'm up in Arrowhead, and it's after a pretty good snow and then a rain, and everything froze up. And as you're driving through the city, the road is plowed, but all they did was they just pushed the snow to the side. So there's these 3-foot tall embankments all the way around. And I had a 03 Dodge quad cab 4x4. And I was trying to make this tight right turn to get up this hill to go to this site I had to go to. And I don't know why, but I saw the snow on the side, and I was like, I'll be fine. And as I made the turn, I just heard
fire hydrant.
No, it wasn't snow. It had frozen over so many times. It was rock hard ice. And I literally, the passenger door just went crunch right over it. And the whole front passenger side door was completely caved in, because I didn't have any sliders on there. So just
and that's when you sold the Ram?
No, I kept it for a long time after that. I didn't sell it. Remember, I got rear-ended on the freeway and it just got destroyed. But those are one of those.
You're lucky it wasn't the Ranger. It'd still be sitting there.
Yeah, it's true.
Out of commission.
That's one of the things about having the sliders, even on the daily driver stuff, like, you know, coming around a corner or something, or someone's in a parking lot. I do this all the time too. I don't know if you like when there's spots where you got to squeeze into the parking lot. Like I'll squeeze in because I know that little Honda Accord, when it opens its doors, it's going to hit my slider. It's not going to hit the truck. It's parking protection as far as I'm concerned.
You know how many sliders we've sold just for that reason?
Yeah.
Just for that reason. Yeah.
It's 100% door protection. And you need to change your marketing. My daughter has a whole new line of marketing for you. So after I put the sliders on the truck, we go out. She opens the door. She climbs in, and she's 4. And she says, "Daddy, why did you buy me the new get-ups?" And I said, "The what?" She said, "The get-ups." I said, "Honey, what are the get-ups?" "The things on the side of the truck that help me get up." Those are
That's sweet.
So they're white knuckle get-ups. So yeah, now she'll open the door and jump on her get-ups and get up into her seat.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I think I saw that at Lollapalooza back in '95. Yeah, the white knuckle get-ups. I'm pretty sure I saw they opened up for the Chili Peppers, I think, one year.
That's funny. That's funny. So we cut off a little bit on the line. I'm on the site, and you've got Toyota, Lexus line, Nissan, Ram, Jeep, every CJ5, 7, YJ, TJ, JK, JL, Ford Ranger, which is really the only thing that matters, F-150 Bronco, and Chevy Colorado, and 2500. Ooh, Ford Bronco. Are you any chance you're going to build a set for the new Ford Broncos as they come out?
Actually, we plan on that. Yeah, we had a truck lined up. I'm not sure if they're still going to pick one up, but last I knew, somebody in San Diego was going to, and they were going to loan us the truck.
Supposedly, Matt's buying one, so you can borrow Matt's.
All right. Yeah, bring it up.
Was that a joke? was that a sad attempt at a joke, Jose?
Yeah, there are 2 people in this room that have Ford Broncos reserved, and Matt is not one of them. So.
No, sir. I like my vehicles to work consistently. When I like to start my truck, I like to get where I'm going.
No, I like gambling every day. Is this thing going to start today or what?
Yeah, we live dangerously. So with all, I mean, when you look at that, that's a huge lineup of product. I mean, how do you manage all of the time to R&D those and build them, and then do you have like templates set out? I mean, how do you manage that broad of a spectrum?
It's if we have time, and that's been the problem lately. We haven't had any. And so once we have time, we always have a lineup of trucks to come in for that R&D. But it's just a matter of getting to them.
Okay.
And lately that's been pretty tough, especially with the lockdown and all that. And then of course because of the lockdown, I think everybody had a bunch of extra money and they were sitting around on their computers buying stuff. And we've been probably busier over the last 4 months than any 4 months put together since we've been in business.
That's
so
awesome.
It's been crazy.
What kind of trends have you guys been seeing as far as the trucks that have been buying the sliders? Have they been like just a lot of all over the place, or is there like Tacomas or?
It's kind of all over the place. We'll see some once in a while. We'll see like where maybe somebody has probably posted something on a forum, because we'll see a run of a certain vehicle for a while, and then it kind of dies off a little bit, and then something else takes its place. But we have those that we sell all the time regularly. Tacomas are one of them. The Rams, of course. 80 series Land Cruisers, probably more of those than just about anything.
That's
really?
That's
people are still driving that thing?
Well, there's like.
Yeah, and the 4Runners, we sell a ton of them for the GX 470s, and so I mean those we pump those things out every week.
That's
so
crazy.
Are you at a place now where you're confident enough to prefab some because you know they're going to sell?
Yeah, if we had time, we would.
So you're still just trying to keep up with the orders?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. So we do offer different options, different angles, and like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
trying to put anything on the floor, it's kind of tough to keep in stock because, of course, whatever we put on in stock, some there's going to be a group of people that comes through and orders something that's going to be completely different from that. So what we try to do is just keep the rails in stock. The round tube that's connected to the 2x3.
Got it.
So
and then you can just
so we
configure
have
it from there.
once we have that, we throw the legs on, and that's pretty quick.
And do you have like a bunch of jigs set up in the shop where, like, if you're gonna someone orders this vehicle with this angle, you just grab the jig and then fit it all together?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We do change the angles on the same jig though, so we'll do multiple angles on the same jig.
That's cool. Look at me. I'm an engineer. I'm a fabricating engineer. Well, so let's talk about that a little bit. So with all of those products that you're currently managing from the existing lineup, what's your plan for the future? Like, how do you grow from here? You seems like you have a rock slider for every vehicle on the earth.
Yeah, we're still working on that, and we still have a lineup of those to tackle. But we do plan on bringing out the bumper lineup and as well as the skid plate lineup. So we're going to be working on that shortly as well. So we're getting everything set in place and bringing in some new employees to do that. So.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So that would be pretty awesome to be able to just get white knuckle all the way around the vehicle. Like, I mean, just based on the quality and stoutness of the sliders, I can't imagine the bumpers are going to be any less fantastic.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, we get questioned that all the time. Do you make anything other than block sliders? And when I tell them no, I feel like an ass.
Well, and that's a testament.
No.
That's a testament to your product, because people want to, like, no one's saying to you, whatever, dude, just keep making the sliders. Don't worry about anything else. The fact that they're asking you for other products is a testament to the quality of the product that you put out. So, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Are you going to do steel, aluminum, both, tubing? Like, what do you know? Do you have an idea of the direction of the lineup?
Steel is good to work with. Aluminum, I've really done very little with it. Maybe that would be something in the future, but steel.
Okay.
So, maybe. I'm more for the plate type of bumpers, so I like the looks of them better.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
And do you plan on making that armor for select vehicles, or is pretty much everything in your lineup?
Pretty much everything, and I think, Jose, we're going to be starting with the 80 series. I just picked up 96 LX 450.
So I've been trying to buy a tire carrier for mine.
Oh yeah,
but it's like either there's a giant lead time, and there's no shops around here that work on like 80 series, and the ones, and it's a very select few that only offer it for our trucks. So I'm very excited that you're local and you'll be offering an option like that.
Yeah. We'll definitely look at that. Hopefully we can offer anything that you can stick on the back of a car.
Yeah.
We can stick Matt on the back of a car. We just let's get okay. Here's what I want. Here's my request from White Knuckle. I want a chair that hooks to the trailer hitch, so that we can put Matt in the chair on the trailer hitch as we're going down the trail. Matt's not. You don't think that'd be fun? That's White Knuckle right there. That'd be fun.
Not if it's hooked up to that Ford.
Okay.
Like maybe to the Cruiser. I know the Cruiser will make it and can withstand that kind of leverage I'd be putting on the vehicle. If we did that to the Ford, who knows what would happen. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of breaking out into other products, what's the plan for that? I mean, do you just kind of figure out, okay, this seems to be the most popular one, you need to get your hands on one to build a prototype? Are you just like doing it that way?
Actually, I've got a whole yard full of vehicles, so we're gonna first. So yeah, we've got about 5 vehicles to start from. So once we're through those, then we'll probably try to bring other people's vehicles in to work from. So, but initially, we're just going to work off what we've got. We've got a Ram, a GX470, the LX450. We've got an Xterra. We got the 40. So we've got and a Bronco.
Wow.
We have an early Bronco as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm super jealous because you have a bunch of cool vehicles. What's the lead time on that? Like how long do you think it's going to take for the R&D to put together a pattern for a bumper for each one of those vehicles?
That I really don't know. I mean, we've been brainstorming, and I really don't know at this point. It'll happen on the first one, and we'll know exactly where we are at that point. So, and we do plan on getting on that probably within the next month or so.
Oh wow. Wow. So everybody get your Christmas list ready to go. Get your get ready to place your order for Christmas, because that will be a cool gift under the Christmas tree.
I don't celebrate Christmas at my house, unfortunately. Nobody.
Well, you can start this year.
I can?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It comes every year, so
Yeah.
Okay.
you can start this year.
Just because you're grumpy, that doesn't mean you can't celebrate. I don't understand.
Maybe it's not my choice. Maybe it's somebody else's choice. That's what I'm trying to get at, Cody.
We'll have to talk about that off air and see if we can fix it. So are you going to be fabricating the bumpers and everything out of the same shop? Or I think when we talked, you were looking at possibly expanding. What's that look like? I mean, if you're going to be doing that much more product, do you need more space?
Yeah, I think we're going to need more space. I plan on keeping the shop that we have a 5,000 square foot building now that we're utilizing pretty well for the box sliders. But to do the bumpers, we're definitely going to need more room. So, and there's plenty of places right around us that are for rent. So we're okay that way.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah. I mean, I saw your shop and just the amount of equipment you have going on in there, and the idea that you guys are cranking out. When I showed up to pick up my sliders, there was 2 full pallets of sliders ready to, like, one of them was going to the powder coater, one of them is getting ready to get shipped, and just the idea that they're cranking out that many sliders every week is crazy. You guys either are really, really efficient, or you're working a lot of hours to get those things done.
Yeah. We usually have about 2 to 3 weeks of sliders on the floor at any given time. So we usually have anywhere from about 6 to 8 pallets.
That's a lot.
Just
Wow.
hanging around.
Wow.
And there's a number of them that are going to be at the powder coater as well. So either they're there or they're on the trailer, ready to be packaged up. So
what's the usual lead time from when someone places the order to where they're shipped out?
It's about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So lately we've been hitting the 8-week mark, unfortunately, but that's only because we've been so busy.
Well, I don't think that's any more
It's not
or less than anybody else.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
not unacceptable
no,
amount
I mean,
of time.
I mean, there for a while there were people that
That's pretty standard.
yeah, there were companies that were like 6 months.
Yeah.
If you want your stuff, it's 6 months out.
Let me have your firstborn child, and
Yes.
I'll take a few weeks off.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't like him much anyhow, so cool.
Yeah. So 6 to 8 weeks doesn't seem unreasonable. The bumpers, are you? I mean, I know it's early on, but are you expecting to be able to crank those out in about the same lead time?
Yeah, I think the bumpers may be a little easier because there probably won't be so many options.
Oh.
There'll be, I would imagine they'll be more limited. Yeah, like Natalie said, pretty standard. So we should be able to stock those.
Yeah, because I would imagine the only options are going to be like, do you want holes for lights and do you want a hoop over the front? I mean, there's not a lot of variation
yeah.
once you put a bumper together.
Yep, pretty much.
Wow. So I am looking forward to, like, now I'm jealous, and I'm looking forward to getting an eye on those bumpers as they get built out. How long, just based on how long it took you to get the products put together, like the whole lineup for all the rock sliders, you want to hazard a guess at how long it'll take before you have a prototype or at least a production ready model for all of the different bumpers in the lineup?
Wow, that's too tough. I don't know. I mean, it's taken me this long to get the lineup that we have in the rock sliders. So I would imagine it would be a lot shorter than that. only because I have more free time now. But I'm not working 7 days a week doing production.
Yeah.
But I really couldn't even hazard a guess.
Well, and I'm going to assume that that's also going to be dictated by
demand.
Demand, yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you got a bunch of 80 series guys out there that are clamoring at the bit,
We have one right
I
here.
was just gonna say, you know, when the Ford Ranger guys all jump on the bandwagon after this show and they all want him, he's gonna scrap the 80 because who cares,
Right.
and he's gonna build bumpers for the Ranger.
Yeah. So as far as like the rock sliders went, the vehicles that came along that we built them for, what came from simple demand, where we were getting emails or phone calls from customers and asking us, hey, can you build them for this? It wasn't so much do you build them for them, but can you build it?
Yeah.
And you probably went, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, our first question is, can we use your truck? So, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So
Typically, sorry, Cody.
No, go ahead.
Typically, how much time do you need if you're mocking up a set of sliders or their bumpers? How much time would you need with that new vehicle to get all the measurements?
For the rock sliders, it was about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Depends on whether or not we've had a similar model.
Okay.
If we've had a similar model in, then we can knock them out pretty quick. But if not, then we're looking at about 2 weeks. And 2 weeks is including downtime as well, because I can get through the process within a week and have that finished. But then the other week they're sitting over the powder coater.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Can I go ahead and forward any potential stimulus checks towards you in anticipation? Please come on, stimulus check.
Yeah, we got two eager buyers here.
I remember back in the day, this is lame, but I remember back in the day, you used to be able to sign over checks to people. Like you could take a full check and like sign it over to people, and they could deposit on their check. You can't do that
That's
anymore.
when people were honorable.
Yeah.
And
that goes back to the early 90s when my buddy went to the Bank of America ATM, wrote on a piece of paper, "I owe you $20." Put it in an envelope and deposited it into his ATM account so he could pull $20 out immediately. Back in the day, you could deposit right there at the ATM and then withdraw on that deposit.
Well, any deposit would credit you like $100 right away.
Yeah.
So it's like an instant line of credit.
It was.
I owe you $10,000, and then that's it. And then the machine just starts kicking out 20s.
We were going surfing. We needed gas money, so I owe you $20.
Wow.
He got an angry call from the bank on Monday.
Yeah, banks were really stupid back then.
Yes. They let us get away with a lot of stuff.
What bank was that?
Bank of America.
Oh, I was going to say like Pomona First Federal. No wonder they're not around anymore. Thanks. What was that guy's name?
Brian. That's funny. So I mean, really, are you going to do any type of announcement or social media post when those things become available, or do we have to just keep checking the website every week?
Yeah, no, we'll announce it on Instagram and Facebook. And we've been kind of absent from social media, and only because we've been so busy.
Yeah.
Normally I'm on there and I'll answer questions and whatnot, but I've just been so busy. I haven't had a chance to do much of anything. So, and it takes a lot of time, as you know.
Yes, I'm usually avoiding social media because I hate it. That's just me. I think it's horrible.
Well, Matt hates just about everything. So, like, I'll send him an email, and he'll be like, "Dude, did you
look at
see
this
that?"
email?
And he won't. He will ignore Jose and I until he sits down at this desk on Monday nights. We don't talk to him until next Monday night. That's it, because he doesn't care.
But that makes our time together more special.
No. So, but I will say
now you know why I don't respond to any of your things.
I will say when you
feelings.
do have those products ready to go, you have an open invitation to come on the show and announce them here, so that we can get the ball rolling and try to get you a bunch of orders, so that you have to work through Christmas and you can't take time off.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, so Natalie takes all the orders. And so going back real quick, when I brought her on, one of the hardest things to convince her of was selling product, because she's like, oh, as long as I don't have to sell anything. And I said, but you're gonna have to.
Well, these things practically sell themselves.
As long as it doesn't have to do with math, too. If I don't have to deal with numbers, and I said, but babe, it's all about the numbers. So she's the two things she hates, but she does it very well.
That's awesome. So going back to the selling though, I mean, I like we'd said earlier, I mean, you're doing most of this word of mouth. I mean, these products are selling themselves. I mean, other than maybe talking to a potential customer about what options they want, right? I mean, for the most part, when people call, are they ready to buy?
Yeah. Makes my job a lot easier.
So, listeners, do me a favor, call White Knuckle, ask for Natalie, and tell her you want to know what the best option is for your vehicle,
and why,
and what you should get, and let her give you a consultation on us.
I do it every day. It doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, that's awesome.
He helps out a lot of new guys too, the newbies, or whatever you want to call them. So guys that are just getting into it, and so they call and they ask her. She knows, because she knows what's actually going on vehicles and what they're doing with them. Mm-hmm. So and the customers are she talks to so many of them. They're so forthcoming with information too.
Yeah, and we've said it a bunch of times. Sorry to cut you off, but one of the first things the
first two upgrades should be tires and sliders. Before you lift it, before you do anything, tires and sliders, and you can go wheel and have a great time and have your vehicle be protected and not have to worry about that rocker panel. And you could do so many trails above and beyond what you think the capability of your vehicle is with tires and sliders.
Yep. Yeah, and that's actually been the case long before I got into this, but that's what I was seeing on the forum too, in the I-8 Mud forum. Mm-hmm. It's tires and sliders. Mm-hmm. So,
and you look at the investment of a slide. Like, think about today's modern 4-door off-road vehicle and what the repair costs would be should you damage that rocker panel underneath the side of your vehicle. The investment you're making in a set of sliders is a fraction of what it would cost you to repair that truck or that 4-door Jeep.
Yeah, so true. And sometimes that's going to come out of your pocket, because if you're off the beaten path on a trail, if the insurance company knows that, they're not going to pay for it.
Yeah, no. But it's probably going to be a Jeep owner, and they're going to say, "Yeah, I was at the mall and I ran over a pylon," and the insurance company's going to be like, "Yeah, we see your Jeep, we know." Where's the Jeep guys in the chat room? You're going to give me a hard time now.
Tim's in there.
Yeah.
Hey, we're the Jeep guys too.
Yeah.
Love you all.
Yeah, we do too. We just like making fun of each other because it's interesting, but. So I got to tell you, man, we've talked a little bit, and Jose, on this show, we've talked well before having you on the show, how much we like your product and how impressed we are with the quality of products that you build, just in what we've seen so far. And that makes me really, really excited about the stuff that you're going to be bringing out here in the future with the bumpers and sliders. And are any of those bumpers going to have tire carriers on them?
Doing that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're looking at a steel rear bumper on the Ranger with a
fuel tank carrier as well, or
tire carrier. Did you hear that, John? What about like fuel carriers and hijack racks and all that stuff?
Yeah, we'll look at whatever we can put back there. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, whatever you can put back there. That's my motto.
That's Cody's motto right there.
Just whatever you can get in the back of the truck, let's go. Like, these guys gave me a hard time about when we went camping on the Mojave Trail. They said
going to Bass Pro Shop first and loading up on everything.
They said I had the Bass Pro Shop catalog in my truck, so I need as much carrying capacity as I can get. Oh, and Jose, we need to talk to him about making custom bike racks for us now.
Oh, that's right. Dude.
Yeah, because Jose and I are full on into mountain biking now, and we need custom bike racks. Ooh, so we need a tire carrier with the adapter to put a bike rack on it, oh man, we've got some ideas for you, John.
There you go. Yep.
So that's so. Look, what's the best place for people to go to find out about everything that White Knuckle's doing?
Instagram is where we're probably more of a presence than Facebook. Facebook has kind of dropped off, and we still have quite a following, but nothing like Instagram. Instagram is the place to go. So.
Facebook's stupid.
That's the one thing I agree with you tonight.
Yeah. And their website is white-knuckleoffroad.com. And they have a lot of cool pictures of all the different vehicles on there, all the different products, all the different stuff that you can get. So if someone wants to order, they can obviously order right from the website, right?
Yes.
Or they can call me.
Or they can call Natalie and get the lowdown on all the secret sauce and all the. Is there like an In-N-Out hidden menu where you're like, I want the White Knuckle, but I want it Razzmatazz style,
Razzmatazz?
and it'll come with like glittered powder coat.
Hey, I don't think you want razzmatazz.
the special.
But
special,
you are, again, it's like I keep hitting you over and over again, but you set yourself up. You are driving a Ford, so maybe razzmatazz is what you need.
If I could have got like glittery pink powder coat on my sliders, I would have gone that route.
I know.
For sure.
Did you ask?
I didn't
Did
ask.
you ask?
But then Presley would have been like, those are my get-ups because they're pink.
So as far as like the freight type items go, like the Rams, the full-size trucks, Rams, Tundras, like that, they're still going to have to contact us one way or another, whether they call us, email, or whatever, because they can't check out and have them shipped to a location. We don't have the freight tied into the website yet. So
okay.
that's been kind of a huge animal in itself, trying to get that right. We had.
Sorry, go ahead.
So,
do you guys allow will call pickup at the shop?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
It.
Yeah. Well, and for Southern California residents, I mean, it's not hard to get up to your shop there and pull up and pick them up. I mean, that's the way I went. That's the way Jose went. I think that's the best way to go. But yeah, go over to white-knuckleoffroad.com.
Especially if he's offering free install, like.
Well, I don't. I think to your point, he saw me.
He saw Cody get out of his truck.
He saw me get out of the truck with a limp and went, I gotta help this guy out.
This guy, he had to help you out of your truck?
Yes.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
He knew what he was working with when he saw me, and he was like, "This is bad. This is going to be all bad."
This is a lawsuit ready to happen.
Yeah.
This guy's
I
liable
don't
to
want
hurt
this.
himself on my property.
I don't want
Just
this.
park in the street. We'll carry him out to you.
He saw me and he was like, "I don't want the liability of this guy having my product on my vehicle." But too late. I already did it. And I'm going to. I'm going to take the video because I did make some video. I'm going to put some video up when we promote this episode of the install on the Ranger and how easy it was. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Are you still working on the CGI?
Yeah.
You doing this?
I need someone to Photoshop a real mechanic in there to do it. Well, guys, look, I tell you, this is I'm really, really glad we got the chance to get you on the phone and talk about your products. We're very, very big fans of what you guys are doing, and I absolutely we're gonna have a conversation next about the off-road trip I went on this weekend, and I'm gonna talk about how awesome those sliders did. I tell you what, I attack trails in that Ranger now with confidence, knowing that I don't have to worry about the side of my truck in any way. And I want to thank you for that. That it really changes the way you off-road when you have a set of these sliders on your vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, you guys, Natalie, keep him in check. Make sure he's working hard and not slacking. It sounds like he's got a little bit of extra time in his day that he should be making more stuff, but I'll leave that to you to crack the whip and make sure he gets it done.
Yeah, she keeps the whip handy.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. You have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
All All right, the live stream is still going, so don't say anything bad about Matt.
Or do it.
Whatever.
I
we're
don't
doing.
care.
But thank you guys so much. Honestly, sincerely, that was a great conversation. You guys are a lot of fun, and I'm very, very excited about what you guys are doing coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Yeah, our pleasure.
So, like I said, what we'll do is this will get edited and published Wednesday night for download on Thursday. Wednesday, I will send you some information on where to find the show and some promotional items, and then starting Thursday, we'll start the social media promotions and all the stuff to get the word out and start driving the downloads for the episode. And if there's anything you guys need, before or after this episode comes out, please do not hesitate to reach out to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we can't thank you enough.
No worries. And when you're ready to start promoting stuff, even if it's just a quick, you want to shoot an email and say, hey, the bumpers for the 80 series are online and ready to go. Just let us know and we'll help promote it for you to make sure that people are aware when they can go start buying those.
Right on. Yeah, we
Thank you so much.
can't thank you enough.
No worries. Thank you. So, all right, we're going to let you go, and then we're going to take a short break and come back and finish up the episode. So we'll leave the live stream running for a little bit while the people are in there making fun of me, because that's usually what the live stream is about. And we're good with that. But thank you guys so much. You have a great night, and we'll chat with you later this week.
Okay,
Thank you.
very
Goodbye,
good.
all.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, live feed. We're going to take a 5-minute break so I can catch up on all the trash talk, and then we'll get started. Well, does you guys need a break? Do we need to? No.
Eh.
Okay. So we'll just leave it running then, and we'll get started here in a minute. Let me pull up the.
They're like setting up at the starting line on the chat room, dude.
And they're off.
Jerks. So Rob Flores in the chat room. I'm ready, Tim. Let's get him. You guys are a-holes. You guys suck so bad.
I think you guys suck good.
Cody, real quick, just for the show notes, what was that motto you live by again? The motto you live by, you can put everything.
Whatever you can fit in back. that's my motto. Whatever you can fit in the back.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I had it written down correctly.
You had to write that down?
And Cody's motto is whatever you can fit in back. Or I think I said whatever you can fit back there.
Yeah.
All right. Jerks. All right, you guys ready to we'll start talking about the this weekend, my trail. All right, so we're going to start this at 50. All right, so while these two lamos were doing lamo stuff all weekend.
Yeah, I was doing adult stuff.
You were doing. I know Jose is growing up, guys, right in front of our eyes. He's becoming a big boy and doing grown-up things. I'm so proud of you, dude.
Thank you. I feel.
What did he do?
Nothing. I'm just in the process of selling my house.
Okay.
And looking at new homes. So that's adult stuff, right?
It's adult stuff.
That's adulting, right?
It's
Okay.
adulting, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt was adulting. He was taking care of his spouse.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I would have been like, okay, if you didn't.
I would much rather be wheeling. I'll tell you that. I mean,
Oh, don't get me wrong.
I don't think
Me
that's
too.
I don't think that's inappropriate, but
It would only be inappropriate if she was listening. Then you'd be in trouble.
I don't even think she'd
yeah,
disagree
I
with
don't
me. I
even
think she'd be like, "Yeah, I wish you were four wheeling too, but I need help."
So Joe K from Foothill Safety, go follow him at Foothill Safety on Instagram. Here's the thing about Joe. He's got a lot of free time on his hand during the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about a college professor.
Yeah.
Is you got nothing going on for like 4 months, And so he's the guy that's in your text or your DM every 30 minutes. You want to go wheeling tomorrow?
But his mistake number one, Joe, I know you're listening to me, is you're asking like a week in advance. That's a no-go for us. You gotta ask like Friday night, 10 p.m.
Yeah, because a week in advance gives you too much time to think about it.
Too much time to think about it. I need to be like, I think I can make it tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you guys.
Yeah,
that's it.
You need that text at 9:30 where you can go, honey. The guys are going wheeling tomorrow.
Yeah,
are you
like,
cool if I go?
Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow? Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna
go
wheeling.
Yeah. So Joe has been for the last month. You want to go tomorrow? You want to go tomorrow?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a Wednesday. I have a real job. And,
that's right.
And he so he put together a run for this Sunday. It was this Sunday, yesterday, and it was freaking awesome. So Joe
Where
did
is Rattlesnake Canyon?
Well, we started in Big Bear. We started up in Big Bear and came down through like the Rose Mine area, like where the
red dirt,
area is. Came down through there and then dropped into Lucerne Valley. And
wait, that's like the offshoot by Pioneer Town, right? Like Cadillac Hill or whatever. Or Pontiac Sluice or
part of the Pioneer Town
or
Trail.
Oldsmobile
Chevy.
Is that adjacent to Mercury?
Sable. Mercury Sable Hill.
So part of the trail is the same trail that you would take for Pioneer Town. And you end up dumping out on the 247 through Rattlesnake Canyon, and it was that's starting up in Big Bear. It was Big Bear. It's the same, pretty much anywhere you go in Big Bear, it's the same. But then the second half of it down into Rattlesnake Canyon was really freaking cool. Like it was a combination of like sandy wash and then rock valley. Like we've been in those where you've got a rock wall on either side, and then you come to a point where there's like rocks you got to work your way over, and you have to maneuver some switchbacks in the meantime. And going back to our conversation with John, like seriously, like we would get to those points and the rock sliders, I'm like, I'm golden. I'm 100%. I'm not even worried about it.
This is the offshoot that you went in with your Tacoma, right? Like a few years ago. Like
no. This is a different one. That's not the same one. So before we get to that part, I want to like, if anybody from Child Protective Services is listening, please turn off right now.
That's exactly how it works. That's exactly how you just tell them, hey guys.
Isn't it like a vampire? You can't if you can't like invite them in.
Don't invite them in.
Yeah, you don't invite them in. So if I tell them
that's
they can't,
technicality, but I think it holds up.
Yeah.
You're right.
So since I'm telling you can't listen, technically you can't listen.
They got to turn off the wiretap.
You got to tell me you're a cop, right, bro? So Tammy Presley gets car sick. And we've been working on it, and it's like, there's been how many times you guys have seen her throw up like a champ?
Yeah, do you mean working on it, meaning
like
shoved her in the car
it's
again
like
and made
force
her,
method.
and made her
like,
sit?
You're going to get over this.
Seems like she gets more car sick in that Ford, to be honest with you.
So we've pulled over on the freeway, going up to Big Bear or on the trail for her to throw up. No, it's like, so when we go up to Mom and Dad's, we take the 38 now because it's less windy. It's longer. It's a longer drive, but it's less windy. So I was doing some reading, and you can give Dramamine to kids. What? I don't even know why you're laughing. So we stopped at Chevron. We met with ZR2 Dave and Crystal in her Jeep at Chevron here in Eastville.
I thought he had a new nickname.
Not Sexy Dave?
Yeah.
Well, he's still as long as he has the ZR2, he's still going to be ZR. He'll be Sexy Dave when he switches.
Okay.
It's going to be Bronco Dave, isn't it?
No, I think Sexy Dave just sticks. So, Sexy Dave and Crystal meet me at Chevron, and when I go in to grab ice, I notice that they have Dramamine. So I buy a pack, and we get in the car, and I read it, and it says, adults 12 and under take 2 tablets. Do not use this under 2 years old. And I'm like, okay, so she's 4. So I took half of one tablet, and I said, here, baby, take this. And like a champ, she did it. Like, I could have been giving her roofies. She didn't know the difference. She was like, swallow this. Okay, fine. So she takes it, and we jump on the freeway, and we're good. We get to the bottom of the mountain, and because I was running late, we went up to 330, and she started to say, Daddy, my neck hurts, which is her way of saying like her throat hurts. She feels like she's going to throw up. So, easy, Rob. Easy, Rob. Easy. I think you're crossing a line. And then And then, so as we're going up the hill, she says her throat hurts. So I give her the other half of the Dramamine tablet because I'm thinking, okay, well, obviously the first one didn't help. 3 turns later, she's passed. She's totally asleep. So she slept all the way up to the meeting point at Starbucks in Big Bear. And we went in the store, we went to the bathroom, the whole deal. And we got on the trail, and I let her, once we got on dirt, I let her sit in the front seat. Mm-hmm. And she was fading in and out the whole time. We got to a stop for lunch, and I had to keep the truck running because I had the front seat folded down. She was totally asleep with the air conditioning on. I had to put the sunshades up. I felt horrible. Then on the way, like the final stretch on the way down, she was still in the front seat, and she was yelling at me because I was waking her up. She was trying to sleep. So I was literally driving with my left hand on the wheel and my right hand on her head, trying to keep her from sliding out of the seat because I had dosed my daughter too hard. And she was completely passed out. She slept through 80% of Sunday. And she finally woke up when we hit asphalt, when we aired up and hit asphalt.
So I just spent 4 days straight with my kids. And you're just reminding me about Dramamine now?
You could have taken just a whole pack of Dramamine.
I could have made the trip the other day. I could have went with you guys 4-wheeling. That's for sure.
And they have orange flavors, so you're like, here, chew this.
Oh,
it's a
man.
vitamin.
Okay.
So a note to self.
Next time.
Note to self. Half a Dramamine, okay. 1 full Dramamine, cross the line.
Wow.
So
That's funny.
I felt horrible. And even I told Tammy that thing. She's like, did you knock out our daughter? Did you drug our daughter and knock her out? So I'm sorry, P, if you're ever listening to this 10 years from now, I'll make it up to you. So I met,
You mean when she's at the Podcast Hall of Fame and she's reviewing all these historic
all
episodes.
of our historic episodes. I met Dave and Crystal at Chevron. We went up to Big Bear and we got up there and we met Joe K, his buddy Tim. It was Joey D from EVGA, our buddy Joe. Tim, David, Crystal, myself, and Casey. And we started in Big Bear on the Baldwin Lake side, on the east side of the lake. And like I said, it was a full day. We met up at Big Bear at 8:30, and I didn't get home till 4. So it was a full day, full 20 miles of wheeling. The first 5 minutes of trying to get to the trail, we hit a closed gate and had to make a U-turn. And I cannot express to you the amount of gratitude I feel when someone has to make a U-turn that isn't me. Like that's
what you live for.
That is so satisfying to me. It's amazing. But Joe did an amazing job. Like he really did a great job of planning out the trail. He led the trail the whole way. We all just followed him. I was tail gunner the whole time, which, you know what, Jose, you're lazy. You're late, dude. That's the easiest. You just follow the dust, dude. You just follow, like literally. You don't have to do nothing. Like,
no, you got to make sure you're heard. You know, your people are safe, and you got to make sure no one's coming up behind you trying to creep up on you.
Yeah. We got creeped up on once, and I told everybody we had to pull over because they were coming hard. But
did you have to use smoke screen or oil slick on people creeping up on you?
No, the Ford just drops the oil out automatically.
It's automatic. Oh, wow.
Like, look, these Ford Rangers come with a smoke screen option.
And oil slick.
But no, it was great. We stopped at this little little abandoned cabin for lunch and hung out there. And Tim and Dave pulled out their awnings because they're cool like that. And I had to put a sunshade up to keep my daughter from melting. We had lunch and, like I said, made it all the way down. The Rattlesnake Canyon. Oh, that's the other thing. So Rattlesnake Canyon.
Did you see some rattlesnakes?
No, we saw bulls. Packs of cows and bulls. Like,
I
what?
saw Joey D posted up like 4 pictures of cows.
There was like 4 different cow families just hanging out. And here's the thing about being the guy in the end. So everybody's going by. Casey's in front of me with his loud ass Jeep, and he's got the window down, mooing at them, taking pictures. All of a sudden, one of them stands up, and I'm looking at him like, does my insurance cover bullhorn damage? Like, I don't know if that's covered.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
So I'm like, come on, Casey, get the hell out of here. So he pulled away so I could get out of the way. But there was at one point I thought one of those bulls was going to charge us, but we saw 4, like a good 4 packs, 3 to 5 bulls in each one of the packs, which is amazing. We never see animals when we're out in the trail. We rarely see animals.
Did you cry, or were you thinking about crying?
It was
'Cause,
majestic.
there was one time you saw some deer, and I don't know, maybe cows make you sensitive too.
You know what? There was one pack that was clearly a daddy bull and a mama cow, and the two baby cows, and they were just by the meadow. Drinking some water.
They're having like a family picnic or something.
It was pretty amazing when you think about life like that.
And then you told Tammy, I think we're ready for another kid.
No, I didn't.
No. Looking at these cows, let's make another baby.
I'm ready for another kid now.
No, and Presley brought up the conversation on the trail about how she wants a brother. We should have had 3 kids so that she could have one brother and one sister. And I'm like, sweetheart, that is not going to happen. Just so you just be pretty.
I'll give you one of my kids right now if you want.
I told her we had you and you were perfect. We decided we didn't need anything else. That's all we need is you. And she's still upset that she doesn't have a brother or sister. And I didn't know how to tell her that I'm too old to have any more kids.
Nah, it's just a number, dude.
No, it's a feeling of despair when you try to step out of the truck in the mornings because you're so stiff. But no, so we did. It was a really cool run. I want to go back. I could see it because it's long and there's a lot of scenery and enough obstacles. I think it would be a good TC run, a good trail chaser run for the day, and we could do it both directions. Big Bear down to Lucerne or Rattlesnake Canyon up. And I think you can get quite a few because it's pretty wide open, and I think you can get quite a few rigs on that trail.
That's cool.
But again, Joe, at the end of the day, like later that day, he sent me a text message. He's like, dude, I am so tired right now. He's like, I am way more tired than usual when we go wheeling. And I'm like, I get it, dude. When you're in the front and you're stressed out the whole time about making sure you go the right path, and it takes a toll on you that you guys take for granted.
But even that, I mean, Joe's saying 20 miles off road is a lot, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I think if Presley wasn't passed out on chemicals, that she probably would have been super whiny. so I think maybe the Dramamine is good. Maybe I keep that in the glove box for next time. I don't know. So if anybody knows of whether or not there's any long-term side effects from Dramamine, please let me know. But
you don't want to know.
No, you're right. I probably don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
But it was a good trip. I mean, I can't say it enough. I'm really grateful that and like it was one of the first trips in a long time. I didn't plan. I didn't send out invites. I didn't pick the start time. I didn't like nothing. I literally
You're just like, where do I show up?
I showed up and I rode in the back. It was the greatest day. And I was like collecting all the parts that were falling off of the Jeeps in front of me because there was 5 Jeeps in front of me. But it was a good day, man. Thank you, Joe, for putting that together. And I'm looking for another trail run. And I'll be honest, I was looking at the list of things that I need to do right now, and the things I could have been doing with my Sunday.
Oh,
and I was like, I should probably be doing this or that. But I'm glad that I went, and I had a good day out on the trail with Presley when she was awake, and I really needed that. It kind of recharged me a little bit, and that's one. I don't know about you guys, but that's one of the things about going out and wheeling. Like it's tiring sometimes, but it recharges me. Like you get to go out and wheel, and now you're like, all right, I'll face the week now. Like it's a little bit of a battery recharge for me.
Sure.
And that's the quality you get here, folks. Like that's.
Hey, I agreed with you. What do you want?
Matt's like Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element when Chris.
Yes.
Not Chris Rock.
No. Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah. Was asking all these questions.
Corbin, my man.
No.
Yeah, Corbin, my man.
Right.
That Fifth Element is one of my all-time favorite movies. Like I will watch that movie.
Lulu Dallas.
Yes, I will watch that movie anytime it comes on.
Multi-pass.
Yes, she knows it's a multi-pass. No, great. If you guys have not seen Fifth Element, you're probably young and don't know any better.
That's one of those movies. I think
it still holds up.
It does because it's so weird.
And Luke Perry's in it.
Oh, that's right. Luke Perry's in it. That's right.
He is.
Is he?
He's
Aziz. at the beginning when they're doing reading
the temple
in the temple, they're reading the hieroglyphics.
It's like the very beginning.
He's supposed to be holding the light,
Yeah.
or the Aziz is holding the light. He's like doing the scribing. So as the priest is reading all the hieroglyphics on the wall, Luke Perry is trying to transcribe it.
So, truth be told, I've probably only seen the beginning of the movie one time. You know,
Like,
I always catch it on TV,
usually-
wherever it's at on TV, and go, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna watch Fifth Element
The
again."
very beginning is like this scene that we're talking about, but it's only like a minute long,
Yeah.
if that.
Yeah.
And then usually you start watching when you're in the apartment. And,
so again, when when do you ever watch it like with intent? Like, I'm gonna put on the Fifth Element.
No, that's
never.
No, it's
you
one of those
probably
movies
never
that
had.
You're switching channels. Like, oh, the
Oh,
Fifth Element.
exactly.
I'll watch
Exactly.
it.
Yep.
So the
Oh, yeah, I'll
beginning,
watch that.
who knows? I'm probably missing the first half hour most of the time. I don't know.
It's worth it though. Now I'm gonna want to watch it.
Yeah, and
with-
Debo's the president of the United
Yeah.
States.
That's right. He's like the president of the world or something,
yeah,
isn't he?
the Supreme Emperor or whatever. And then, Elam says, "That's the one with the chick with the orange hair." Yes,
Yes,
that's
it
the
is.
one. That's Lulu Dallas.
That movie, that movie holds up.
It holds
the,
up,
the,
dude.
the special effects are lame, but
But they were real.
They
But
were
they were
prob-
real
They were,
effects.
yeah, they were probably. I don't want to say lame, but they were weird and quirky when they came out. That movie's just weird. Like, there's just a lot of weird stuff. That's why it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but I think what you're saying
With
Jose,
intent,
there's
they
there's
filmed
no
it.
CGI.
little to no CGI. It's people in suits. It's it's like almost puppeteering, but it's not a lot of CGI.
It's like Jim Henson
bodysuits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's the bad guy? He's the guy from The
Oh
Professional.
yeah. I
yeah,
love him. I love him. He's great.
He's
in
bad in everything.
everything.
Hey, we need a bad guy. Get that dude.
He was in Batman.
He played Dracula, right? In Bram Stoker's Dracula, he was
I
Dracula.
think his name starts with a B. I'm not sure.
No, and this is your entertainment segment with.
I just saw him this weekend in something. What
And
did
I
see
love
in?
him. He's fantastic, and his name is I'm looking it up right now.
But The Professional, right, guys? That's a good movie.
Oh yeah,
Gary Oldman.
Gary
Gary
Yes.
Oldman.
And he is great.
Yes.
He's not a bad guy and everything. He's Inspector Gordon in Batman.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
in Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But hey,
recent.
he was bad in that movie because he lied to Bruce or someone about
His death.
his death or something like that.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's one of my favorite movies all time. If you haven't seen Fifth Element, how the hell did we get on the conversation to Fifth Element?
You did it.
You did it.
What?
Well, it's either that or aliens. I don't know.
Well,
You choose the tangent.
I apologize, dear listener, for the tangent, but
Don't apologize. Own it.
all right. So we don't have any reviews this week. So if you haven't already done so, please give us a review on iTunes or something or whatever. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or whatever it is you do there. We've been watching. Presley watches a bunch of YouTube channels, and it's disturbing how many people will like pimp out their kids to subscribe and like a channel like on a regular basis. We need to get better at trying to convince people to subscribe and like our show.
Yeah, I mean, we went up 2 subscribers. We're at 776 now.
We need a bell every time we get a subscriber. Bing,
Well,
bing, bing, bing.
it would never ring then. So
Yeah. What the hell is that?
yeah, we'd get scared.
All right, we do have a voicemail. We have a voicemail we'll listen to right now. You guys ready?
Do it.
Hey, it's me. So Presley and I are on our way up to Big Bear ECD to go wheeling, and we had stopped at Chevron this morning. And these 2 ladies pull up to me in a minivan, and she rolls in the window and starts speaking to me in Spanish. And the only word I understood was Long Beach. And I thought, wow, this is fantastic. And I said, do you need directions to Long Beach? And she said, yes. She probably said, sí. And I said, boy, are you in luck. Not only am I fantastic at directions, but I'm also going to try to give them to you in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
We will never see that lady again.
No.
I full on gave a lady directions to Long Beach in Spanish on Sunday.
Oh,
it,
wow.
it was
Do you use Google Translate?
nope.
Oh,
That's
wow.
straight from my one semester of Spanish in college. And I told her
Where you got a C?
Yeah, I told her. I said, "Oh, you need to go
And
to
a C.
Long Beach." She said, "Sí." And I said, "Okay, right over here, 1550 sur, so 15 south." And she went, "Yes." 91 west. And she said, "West? Sí. 91 west." And she went, "Okay, thank you," and drove away.
Via
She
con
ended
Dios.
up in Santa Monica,
She's
dude.
gonna be no, because my thought was if you go 91 far enough, you'll get
You
to
get the 110.
Well, and you'll hit like all the freeways
Well,
that
you
say
hit all
Long
of them,
Beach,
yeah.
like 22, all that stuff. So I hope she made it. She was a nice lady, but it did give me a chance to exercise my Espanol and my directions. So I mean, that's a win-win for everybody, I think.
No, not for her. I don't think she won.
We sent her in a direction.
I
and then-
sent her. That's pretty damn close. That's pretty damn. If she gets to the 15 south to the 91 west, she would eventually end up out in that direction.
Torrance?
Yeah, Carson.
Artesia, where's the 91 end? Compton.
Torrance.
Oh, Torrance. Okay.
Yeah. It ends in Torrance.
But isn't there? Well, 405. She'll hit the 405, and that says south to Long Beach, right? If she's on the 91, she'll hit the 405. That says Long Beach. The 110 says
You
Long
didn't
Beach.
say nothing about the
But
405.
Yeah, you
I'm
didn't say any other
assuming.
freeway.
I'm
See,
assuming
you're
that.
assuming.
I'm assuming that she'll be able to see. The other thing was, I thought about like asking her, like, do you want me to look it up on your smartphone?
Yeah,
But
I
if
was
she-
about to say, I'm like, bro, it's 2020. Like,
if she's pulling over to ask me for directions, she probably doesn't have a smartphone.
everyone,
Yeah, she deserves whatever she got.
Information's pretty easy to get, and if not, like, I'm sure she has to know someone on her phone.
Yeah.
That can get her to Long Beach.
Yeah. So we will never see that lady again. I hope she. I hope she.
I didn't know her, so it's
I hope
no
she's,
sweat off of my back.
I hope she's okay. But I felt pretty good about helping a fellow citizen with my Espanol and directions. I mean, it's not often I get to combine those two skill sets
Yeah,
to
you
really
sent her
help
to an
us.
ice facility. Oh my
Who
god!
said that?
Oh.
Oh man. So, anyways, yeah, Joe says she's still looking for Long Beach, and yeah, she will get there. She will get there eventually.
Joe, after you made her clean her house. Oh man! All right.
Anyways,
no, they're getting after you good.
well, yeah,
So-
I would not expect any less, but
Nice.
so anyways, it was a good week. It was I mean, a good weekend. I felt good about the trip that we did on Sunday, and even though I didn't get anything done around the house, it was a good break. Jose, Matt, I know you didn't do anything other than sit around your house. Oh, you did like your backsplash and some house stuff, right?
I did. I finished at the backsplash, and then to celebrate, I jumped in my pool. That
Okay.
was
So
that
grout.
was the no grout.
Okay.
I picked up the grout. I called you yesterday. I'm getting out of the house and picking up some
How,
grout.
how happy were you? I mean, you're calling Cody saying, dude, I'm leaving the house and
Yeah.
picking up grout.
Well,
Exactly.
When he called, I was in my truck. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in my truck." I'm like, "What are you doing in your truck? Why are you out of the house? I don't understand how you left the house." But
Yeah, no, she ordered some grout and some other stuff, put it on will call at Lowe's. And Lowe's called me while I was in the pool frolicking. And they called twice. They left a voicemail and then called 5 minutes later. I thought it was like somebody trying to sell me windows on a Sunday
Mr.
evening.
Ditierle,
Yeah,
your
I'm like,
grout is
God,
ready.
These MFers are going to get both barrels today. So I called them back, and it was like, yeah, did you order some grout? Shit, I don't know.
Who's
Maybe-
this?
Yeah, who's this? And then, yeah, sure enough, Monty put on. She had ordered some stuff, and Lowe's was like, we're gonna cancel the sale and put the stuff back. So I had to get.
you're
out
all,
of the
"Honey, gotta
pool.
go."
I gotta go. Yeah. So
Jose, what did you do this weekend?
Saturday morning, I mountain biked again.
And how did that go?
It was pretty awesome, dude. This time it was on my bike. I got a bike.
Yes, Jose bought a bike.
Yeah, so the first time I rode a couple weeks ago was my buddy's bike. It was a hardtail, carbon fiber, so it was super light, dude. It weighed like 19 pounds. For a mountain bike, that's super light.
Yeah.
And the bike I have is a full suspension, aluminum, so it's like 30 pounds.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
So climbing up the hill on this, I did the exact same trail I did the week before. Dude, it's that much harder to go up the uphill but the downhill is way better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a full suspension
On the
bike.
full suspension
Yeah.
bike.
And then I was like, I mean, you saw the video of the trail. I was like right at the finish line, and I fucking fell.
Oh.
And I scraped I fell, dude, right at the finish line. I tripped up, and I scraped. Call me Rambo because it was my first blood. You know. Was that bad? Was that bad?
No, I think that was good.
Matt, I'll let Matt.
I'm indifferent. Let it simmer for a while. You know, because you're talking about bikes. It's like
Yeah, but I drew first blood.
Ugh.
I'm in the mountain bike
It's
club
not.
now.
It's not working. Like you hit it again, and I was like, oh, it lowered a little bit. You know.
It's still two wheels going on a trail, and he fell. He ate it and
Yeah.
scratched up his leg. His leg's all scratched up today.
Let me see how bad the scratches are.
So this is where Jose is showing Matt his legs. No,
You know, I
You
mean, that
allow
looks like me playing softball about 15 years ago when I used to try hard, and you know, I try sliding into bases and stuff. You know, you get a little beef jerky on your leg. Uh-oh, what's happening?
Oh,
What happened?
I think Jose unplugged something when he was moving
Did I?
around. Just make sure you're plugged in.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Uh,
So you ate it.
Yeah.
and-
So the trails.
wait, and don't you have knee pads?
Yeah, but I didn't wear them.
Why would you not wear them?
I was too proud.
You learned real quick, didn't you?
Yeah,
No,
for
no,
sure.
no. If you're riding a dirt bike and you're all padded up, like knee pads, elbow pads, chest guard, you're just preparing to fail. Like, well, I know I'm gonna fall today. If you don't wear all that stuff, then it's like, oh, I ain't falling. And
You don't
will
wear
not
any of that
fall.
shit?
Helmet,
Dude.
helmet, boots,
No.
helmet,
Gloves?
boots.
No gloves?
Oh, and gloves. Yeah.
Every time I went wheeling, riding,
Riding.
I full
RoboCop.
RoboCop. Like I knew I was going down.
He looked like he was trying out for some sci-fi movie. Like, oh,
I should have
all
been.
plastic
I should have been.
armored out.
I should have been sponsored by OCP because sponsored by OCP. But no, knee guards, shin guards, elbow pads, the padded chest protector, the neck brace, the whole. I knew I was going
You had
down.
a Hans device on a motorcycle?
Yes. No, I'm not. It was bolted onto my chest protector and it's set as a neck brace so that my helmet would only go so
wow.
far. No, I'm not even kidding, dude.
I had.
That's how crappy of a rider I was.
I had knee pads like bottom or like early on first
Yeah.
year I was riding, and I hated them. I wore them one time, and then after a while you get out of your falling phase, you know, where you're
Wait,
falling
wait.
all the time.
How do you get
know.
out of the falling phase? I never got
You-
out of
you
the
gotta-
falling
you
phase.
You're
gotta-
like, wait,
you
that
gotta
ends?
keep you
at
gotta
some
keep
point?
you gotta keep riding, and then God, if I go out riding now, just the boots and the helmet and gloves, good enough. I'll wear shorts and like like I have a Dodger jersey or Saints jersey or something like that. And that's it.
Yeah, when we were Glamis, I would wear shorts, but I still had my knee pads and my elbow pads.
Glamis, you're out in the sand. That's like riding on a pillow,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yay! Remember that one time I was following you and I was just tired and I hit like a whoop or something that I didn't see and I just, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna lay down right here and just
Totally.
second gear, third gear, just flop.
It was the funniest thing in the
And
world.
you're all, dude, I saw it. You didn't even try.
He just,
Nah, man, I
he
was
just
tired.
gave up. Instead of like he wobbled a little bit, and
Yeah,
instead
just
of
like-
it was like the equivalent of a flop in football. He was just like, I mean, in basketball, he was just like over it onto the ground. He's
Yeah.
like, I needed a break, so I'm gonna fall.
Poof, I'll catch up,
Yeah,
guys.
and then there's a video on the Trail Chaser YouTube page of Matt and I riding dirt bikes in 2013 in Glamis. It's a really good video, and it's fun. Both of us.
That is a fun video.
Yeah, both of us fall in that video. But no, so are you gonna wear knee pads next time?
Yeah, I bought them.
Yeah.
I might as well wear them.
I will be wearing pads of all sorts when my bike comes in and we go riding. There's no joke. I am. So we've talked about it a couple weeks now. Jose bought his bike. My bike is on order.
Matt has a bike already.
He does. And when I was at his house on Thursday last week, I went out and checked it out. So he just needs to get the back tire with some air in it, put some air in it, and he's ready to roll. So the excuse that he doesn't have a bike, that's out the window.
I told you I had a bike.
But
The interest. I don't. Where's the interest? You gotta. You know.
But this is a very humbling experience because, dude, it is so hard.
I don't need to be
climb,
humbled.
to climb.
I'm looking for inspiration, Jose.
Well,
I don't
dude.
need. Hey, asshole, you suck.
Dude,
I don't need to go out 100 degrees outside.
it's 100 degrees, and it's an hour and a half to get to the top of the hill.
Horrible job of trying to sell me on riding that bike. Horrible job. You are, the both of you couldn't be more horrible, like
Salesmen.
inspirational speakers.
I don't understand why there's nothing more empowering than
Oh
than
God! You use the word empowering. So
the synergy that you feel with Mother Nature and the empowerment, the self-fulfilling
Man versus
prophecies,
man
of
and machine tackling
man and
nature.
machine against nature, and you're able to overcome the.
you know what's against nature? A dirt bike. Give me a 4-stroke, blowing out exhaust, tearing up trails. Yeah.
The hill
that's
climb is
against
a
nature.
metaphor for overcoming the obstacles
Exactly.
of life, and then the downhill part is the success that you feel when you get the wind behind your sails. None of that, no.
Yeah. Okay. So Evan wants to know what kind of bike you bought. Jose.
Yeah, so it's a 2016. I bought a used one. A 2016 Banshee Rune. It's a full suspension bike. It's awesome. I bought it off a website called Pink Bike. It's like it's a big mountain bike website. The guy I bought it from was really cool. He's in the mountain bike industry.
Sorry, it would have been funny if he was like,
He was a dick.
He totally sucked. F that guy.
That guy was
F
a
that
dick.
guy.
Jerk face.
No, he wanted to buy my truck. I'm like,
Oh,
dude, it's
really?
not for sale.
You should have traded him. You should have traded him straight up. Bike's probably worth just as much.
But I was just we talked for a while, and he's in the mountain biking industry. That's why the bike was like all the parts on it are either new or rebuilt. So I got a really good deal on the bike, so I'm super happy. But yeah, man, this new sport or whatever, this new hobby is it's making me realize how out of shape I am.
Oh, for sure, for sure. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Jose. Matt,
Right.
it makes you virile. It makes you realize how powerful you are when you get your butt in the seat and start to pedal.
But yeah, it's awesome, dude. Bombing down the hill on a full suspension bike, I'm sure it doesn't compete with like bombing down a mountain on a dirt bike, but it's the closest I'll ever get to it. So.
But I mean, I think dirt bikers are just lazy mountain bikers.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
What did Cody buy? Cody bought I pre-ordered it. It hasn't been shipped yet. It's a Polygon Siskiyou D7 full suspension bike with 29-inch wheels. Bikes Online has them. And I pre-ordered it. It's supposed to ship at the end of this month. So I will see that when it, hopefully it shows up early September.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like finding a bike right now, it's like a worldwide issue. So
Dumb sauce.
I've been listening to a couple podcasts on just bicycles, and all over the world there's a shortage at every bike shop. Used bikes are going for way more than what they originally sold for.
People are selling 2-year-old bikes for retail of what it would be to buy a new bike today. It's ridiculous. My street bike, I could like you made the comment earlier. I could probably sell it for what I paid for it. But yeah, it is part of the reason that I ended up with the bike I did wasn't necessarily because it was exactly what I wanted. I had a list of bikes that I wanted. That was the first one that became available to order.
Hold on. You're underplaying the list that you had. This guy, he sent me an email, and it's just a link, and it's a link to a spreadsheet. It's like a 25
it's
row
like every.
spreadsheet.
Wait a minute. That's like every email I've ever gotten from Cody.
And it has
shit. Here's some
every
more
single-
spreadsheets. What's this spreadsheet for? You know, and it's like,
Dude, this must have taken hours to do because it had every bike that he's thinking about buying in alphabetical order. It had the
that's
link.
easy. I mean,
That's
you know,
easy.
It was ordered by Score.
Well, so yeah, he made his own scoring system, so he had to develop that. That took a lot of time.
It didn't.
But it had the link to where you can buy it. It had like a review section. It had what else did it have?
I had all of the major characteristics of the bike.
It had all the geometry numbers.
The geometry numbers, the fork
all
travel,
all the specs.
And so for each category of spec, there was a
There's
score.
a score associated with it.
Yeah,
What
so-
he liked about him.
And
What
then
he didn't like
what I
about
did
him.
is I took the score and then the price, and I gave it a value of points per price, points per dollar.
Oh my
So
God, I was nodding off right there.
so I was able to look and see, okay, dollar for dollar, like if these two bikes were the same price, I'm getting more value for this
Right.
one because it had the higher level drive components or the better brake system, whatever. So that helped me narrow down the list of bikes that I wanted. And once I had that list narrowed, I was just monitoring the sites for one that would become available, and I would have picked any one of those 5 to 7 bikes I had on that list.
Yeah.
This is the first one that popped up, and it's very mid range as far as you know. It's not low end entry level, but it's definitely not a $5,000 bike. So it's probably more bike than I'll ever be able to use. But I just wanted to show up. I'm bummed that it's going to take another 2 weeks to get it.
Yeah, you need to get your bike ready, dude, because trails are calling.
Come on, you won't even try, Matt. Around here. There's a Matt.
Yeah, what? Hey guys, what's going on? You guys are still talking about bicycles?
There's a I didn't know this until recently. There's a Fullerton Loop. You can go to the Fullerton Courthouse and take a mountain bike trail all the way around, like that whole area up in the hills and all kinds of stuff. You want to go do that with us?
Not at all.
That means you have
Fullerton
to.
Loop? I gotta
you
drive
have-
somewhere
you have
to
go
ride a
you have-
bike?
You have to go to the OC.
Oh Jesus! They don't let me in the OC. With my cheap bicycle, they'll be like, "Dude, get that thing out of here."
No way, dude.
No, you're golden. You're right where you need to be.
Mm-mm. No.
You can wear I'm going to wear my dirt bike helmet when we go on. I am. Well, I showed Jose my dirt bike helmet. He laughed at me. But when we go on, like if we go on any major trails, I'm wearing my dirt bike helmet because I know
should.
if I wear just a regular helmet, my face is going to be destroyed. I'm going to go over the front end and land on my face. And this is where the moneymaker is. This is.
You're right.
For who?
His
Money
own-
making for who?
His OnlyFans account.
I don't make a lot of money, but this is all I got.
I didn't say what kind of money I made.
Well, I'm not going to get the quality of viewer that Matt gets. So that, I mean, I'm stoked that you got to go riding. I'm bummed that I didn't get to go riding with you because I don't have my bike yet. But what?
Dirt bike helmet and speedos.
Taint pillows.
Yeah. Do you wear your taint pillows on your mountain bike?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I wonder if I should get some.
I feel like I should leave the room while you guys compare your taint pillow stories. And you know, I remember I went and tried them on, and
They have taint cream.
right. So I could, like I said, I'll just step outside. You guys talk about your taints, whatever creams you're using, how you're applying it. I don't care.
You don't want to share taint
what do you do?
moisturizing tips?
taint tips. Tips with taints.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother feed.
Are you guys sharing seats or what are you guys doing?
We're gonna
How
need
do you
to
guys
create a whole nother
Sounds
website.
contagious.
That's a whole nother website. What was it? Taints and tips? Is that
Yeah.
what you call it?
Taints and tips.
Taint tips and creams.
Taint tips and cream. That's pretty good.
Is that going to be our mountain biking podcast?
Yeah,
The
taint
TTC, the TTC,
Oh,
taint and tips and
gross.
cream. All right, so enough with the silliness, but we
So, yeah, I think I'm gonna. I've only ridden the bike one time, so after a few more rides, I'll write like my thoughts on the specific model. I don't know if it's. Apparently, it's a smaller. It's not a major like store brand, but it's like a. I mean, at this point, there's a lot of smaller independent
Yeah.
shops making bikes.
that's one thing I've noticed is, you know, in off-roading you've got 5 choices. You know, I mean, you're going to get a Jeep, a Ford, a Nissan, a Toyota. Like
Yeah.
in the bike world, there's
So many.
like there's multiple tiers. There's the tier of like the big name brands, and then there's like mid-range, and then there's these boutique shops that
Yeah.
make 1 or 2 different types of bikes.
And then there's straight to consumer.
Yeah,
like there's
It's a crazy. And speaking of bikes, our buddy Tim bought a bike this week as well. Good job, Tim. And but there's so many different routes to try to find a. You could search. I did search for weeks and weeks and weeks trying to find a bike. So if you're interested in bikes, then you gotta.
and it kind of sucks. Like I wanted a nuke proof.
Yes.
nuke proof.
Yes.
But they don't. They do distribute it. There's one distributor here in the U.S. Chain Reaction.
Yep.
But they're sold out.
Yeah,
Everything's
everything's
sold out.
That's like I said. That's why I ended up with this one, because it was the first one that was within my criteria and my price range. That was like, okay, it's available. Ordered it.
Yeah,
Boom, done.
yeah.
And I remember I had to go to Tammy. You know how I've been. You know, I just bought a bike. And
remember I was telling you I'm
talking
thinking
about buying a
bike.
So that's happening. We're gonna try to do more. I want to do. We've talked about with the guys a little bit. All three of us have talked about wanting to, bring new segments to the show. Mountain biking being one type of segment. We get the safety segment from Joe at Foothill Safety. Trying to find additional outdoor activity segments that complement the off-roading and the outdoor lifestyle. We're going to try to work on developing some of that stuff in the background. We've been having some conversations.
But so many off-roaders mountain bike.
That's what I'm finding, is that there's a very big overlap between the two. And I've also noticed that there's a lot of mountain bikers that drive four-wheel drive Tacomas
Yes.
or trucks
or
Tundras or whatever,
yeah.
right? So that they're hitting trail to get to a trailhead someplace in some instances.
There's definitely overlap in the in that space.
Yeah.
Like mountain biking, off-roading,
Yeah.
or just outdoor.
So maybe as we do more of it, it'll become more a part of the show. And maybe when we do that show, Matt will take the day off because he doesn't want to listen to us. He's just sitting here. He's not even looking at us as we're talking about this stuff.
Do you guys want me to talk about the Kent that I had? Like when I was a kid, I could talk about that. That's my bike story.
You didn't have a Redline? Wasn't Redline big back in the day?
I couldn't afford.
No,
my parents couldn't afford Redline, Mongoose, GT, none of those.
Diamondback,
No,
Haro, none of those.
Kent, Huffy,
Schwinn, Murray.
Murray. I wish I could have had a Murray.
Yeah.
I
as a kid, I remember buying a frame off of some dude in the neighborhood that was probably tweaked and bent. And then I also, I was able to get a set of steel mag type bike wheels. They looked bitchin'. And I had painted the frame blue and the wheels were yellow and they were bitchin'. But they were so freaking heavy that every time I tried to bunny hop, I wouldn't clear it, and I'd hit the curb with the back wheel. I went through 1 tube a day, like without fail. My dad was over it. He's like, I'm done with it. But yeah, that bike looked cool. Just don't try to bunny hop with it because it was heavy as hell.
Dude, my dad has like a certain way of like giving like backhanded compliments. So when he was growing up, he never got anything right. So I still remember this dude. He bought me a bike. It was a pretty nice bike. He's like, man, I wish I would have gotten a bike when I was growing up. Like, dude, like, thanks, man. Like, I'm happy now. You're making me feel guilty for riding this bike.
Yeah. Isn't that your job, Dad? To give me a better life? So I'm looking forward to my bike coming in. I'm sure we'll have some more conversations about it when it does happen.
We're gonna get Matt on the trail eventually.
I hope so. I really do. I really hope that he wants to join us on our fun adventures. And
hey, maybe you guys can get Lance Armstrong to come in and do some episodes with you.
He doesn't ride mountain bikes.
Whatever. That's the only bike person I know. He can talk bikes with you guys. Lance Armstrong, or doing drugs. I don't know, whatever. Frankly, I'd rather hear about his drug usage than him riding a goddamn bike, to be honest with you. That sounds interesting to me.
Well, this is the third week in a row we've talked about bikes.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
Between the Ford talk and the bike talk, yeah, it's rough. It's rough for me these days.
He's gonna stop being on the show. It's like, what happened to Matt?
Yeah, what happened to Matt?
And again, you guys get Lance on. Next thing you know, Lance Armstrong's coming in. Like, I don't know, was Matt here or whatever? Mr. Armstrong is so much more entertaining anyhow, with his tales about doping and whatever else.
Oh yeah, and me and Cody have been geeking out on jerseys. Mountain bike jerseys.
Dude. So you know how you wanted us to get those mechanics shirts, Matt, with our logo on them.
Yeah.
Cody found a site where you can like make your own
motocross jerseys.
Jersey.
And I made motocross jerseys with the TC logo on it. And I got to tell you, dude, I'm pretty stoked with the way they came out. Here, let me find. Let me find it. Here.
The last one you sent me was the best one, but I keep saying that. But the last one is.
So here, well, I don't want to put my whole email up there. Can I open this picture?
Can you crop the web browser?
Where's the open with image viewer, open. So here's the front of the Moto jersey.
Where's the beer gut on that guy?
Obviously, that's not fit to scale.
Yeah, I mean, those don't look much like mountains. If they were on me, they'd be like huge.
And then there's the back, and I'll probably not do the name. And then
the name's my last name's too long.
And then we did. This is the one, right? This is the one you liked, Jose?
Yeah.
And this is one sleeve, and then this is the other sleeve. And it's. I mean, I'm pretty. It's. Would you be down if we had those to wear at events instead of the mechanic shirts? If we had like motocross shirts like this?
Sure. I guess. Certain things like don't look good on fat guys, and
but
tight shirts.
I don't have
typically.
a choice, dude.
Well, it doesn't have to be tight. You can order a bigger one.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah, sure. That's pretty sweet.
Man, Matt is so down right now, dude.
I'm sorry.
You're not having any fun with this at all.
I'm having as much fun as I can.
All right, so before we lose Matt entirely, we'll stop talking about bikes and bicycles. Like I said, we'd love to have some more reviews. Please go over to iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you can do reviews and give us a review and a rating. And then as we are building up the YouTube page, please share what we're doing with other people and get people to subscribe to the feed on YouTube. And we're going to start doing more stuff like this. Like I said, we're going to try to start expanding some content and doing some more shows. And we're going to start promoting the Monday nights and making it more common. And we've got a couple more guests booked coming up and go from there. But anything else before we end it, Jose?
Nope, nothing from me.
Matt, do you want to join the conversation before we shut off?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys, we're going to end it here. Thanks to the live feed for showing up. I appreciate it, and we will check out with you next week. All right, who's in the live feed? I saw I was getting clowned on by everybody in there.
Tim was pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, he probably logged in for a minute and then dropped out, I bet.
TTC.
We need to come up with the Trail Chasers taint cream and like sell it on the website.
Yeah, Matt could be our model for that.
Do you ever need to cream your taint? do you ever experience raw rashy taint? Try a
Is your taint ever raw and red?
Try a dash of TC taint cream. TC.
TC?
No, it's just TC taint cream. TC.
Okay, so Joe, Rob, Perry, Rich, Elam. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
John Gamble's in there.
TC squared. That's what Joe just. That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
TC squared. I like it. We'll have special fragrances. Like one called Fresh Off the Trail. The other one called like
Rough Rider.
One called 10 Hours on a Construction Site.
Why do they all have to smell like shit? Like, you can't smell
Yeah,
good.
they all smell horrible.
Oh,
Horrible. Oh, man.
that's what's gonna make them so good. honey, smell this.
Oh.
All right, guys, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. We're going to stop the live feed now, do our little thing, and then we'll catch up with you guys next week. Have a good night.